Vickery helps home run in the ninth inning, gave the Tigers life, and two late errors by Marco Scudero, including this one in the 10th inning, allowed the winning run to score as Brandon Inge raced home, and the Tigers had themselves a 6-5 walk-off victory last night. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us as the Tigers start a series now against the Kansas City Royals. And here we go, 19 to go, all of them against the Central Division. And the Tigers are starting to make it a habit now of walk-off wins, right?
Well, they play really nice baseball here at Comerica Park. That much is for sure. But lately, they've had the draw for dramatic very late in games when they've been able to come back. 7 walk-off wins this year at Comerica Park. You see their record here at home. It's been outstanding, and the pitching has been very good as well. When you do all of these things the way they have done it at Comerica Park, you're going to get a lot of wins. They've had a lot of fun here. They have shaken a lot of hands at the end of ball games here, and that needs to continue the remainder of this season.
Well, the Tigers continue with their walk-off victories, dramatics down the stretch here in September. How about Robinson Tejeda? The Tigers will face him tonight for the Kansas City Royals, and since joining their starting rotation, he's been really good.
This will be his third start. He had one start against the Anaheim Angels. He also had a start against the Detroit Tigers. He was sensational in both of those starts. He has not given up a run. This guy can be overpowering with his fastball, whether he is relieving or starting. This 97-mile-per-hour fastball works very well, and one of the things I noticed about how he attacked the Tigers 5 days ago, the majority of the fastballs that he got strikeouts with were up in the strike zone. So Lloyd McClendon said today that the team needs to be a little bit more patient, make him get the ball down.
All right, the Tigers hoping to break a little bit of a losing streak against the Royals. They have defeated the Tigers 4 consecutive games, including that sweep just recently in Kansas City. Hopefully better things starting here tonight. As we mentioned, the Tigers have 19 to go, and they're all against the Central. Tigers-Royals, game 1 in this series, coming up next. Playing in left field, followed by Willie Bloomquist in right. Billy Butler is at first base. Miguel Olivo, the DH, will clean up. Alberto Callaspo at second base. Mitch Myers in center. John Buck will catch. Alex Gordon will play third. And Yuniesky Betancourt will bat ninth. And he will play shortstop. Here is the Dodge scouting report on Tigers left-hander Jared Washburn.
That's very important for Washburn to keep the ball down here at Comerica Park tonight. He has given up 22 home runs this season, 11 already with the Tigers. And, of course, he's been pitching into pain. He's had some trouble with that left knee, which is the push-off knee, which has caused him to keep the ball up in the strike zone. And he is looking for his first win here at Comerica Park in his 6th start as a Tiger.
All right, we'll see if he can get it against the Royals, a team that he typically pitches pretty well against. And he is looking for his 10th win overall for the Tigers. Or overall, I should say, between the Tigers and Seattle this season. And the left-hander ready to go to work against David DeJesus. Lefty facing lefty here. DeJesus batting .280. First pitch of the game is in for a strike. A letter-high strike, 0-1 on DeJesus.
Washburn does a very nice job against left-handed hitters, but Trey Hillman has no problem at putting DeJesus right at the top of their batting order. He's having a very good year.
Yeah, and right now he has a 14-game hitting streak. The 0-1. And in fact, DeJesus, if you go back a little further, has hit safely in 24 of his last 25. Trying to get it started tonight for KC. The Royals check in at 57 and 86. Washburn ahead of the count, 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Down he goes on the fastball, and Washburn has his first strikeout of the game.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defense presented by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores. You've got Ian Granderson Ordonez in the outfield. You've got Santiago at second base making his 16th start at that position. Jim has really done a nice job protecting Polanco and making sure that he gives him plenty of rest this year, which has kept Placido fresh.
So Santiago joins Everett in the middle of the Tigers lineup defensively tonight. Here's Willie Bloomquist. He's the right fielder this evening, batting .260 for Kansas City. Bloomquist pretty good numbers this year against the Tigers. Spent a lot of years with the Seattle Mariners. There's a strike call, and the count evens now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He is not doing all that well against left-handed pitching this year. However, he has done a bang-up job against Washburn. .469 batting average against Jerry.
This one into the gap in right center. Long run, and it's going to drop between Ordonez and Granderson. And Bloomquist gets to second base with a 2-base hit.
It's some wind up there tonight, and the Tigers will need to make that adjustment. I think Maglio may have got caught not knowing how far this ball was going to carry, because he took a little bit of a bad route to get there. Did not make the play, but the flags up on top of the scoreboard will tell you that there is some pretty good wind blowing out toward right field.
So the Royals have their first hit. It's a wind-blown 2-base hit by Willie Bloomquist. There's the flag on top of the light standard out in left field, which gives you the best indication of which way the wind is blowing on the field. Here comes trouble. Billy Butler. He looks at a strike.
And Billy Butler was tremendous against the Tigers last week at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, and went on to win Player of the Week. And it's always a nice option when you have an open base and Billy's coming to the dish. That's how hot he's been lately.
Way outside as Avila slides out there to get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Butler has 13 RBIs in the month of September, which is the 3rd highest total in the American League. And when you look at the highest batting averages in September, 2 of those guys playing in this game tonight. Maglio batting a cool .500. 2-1 on Butler.
And Butler's one of those guys in this particular count. He'll be looking to pull the ball toward left center field, even down the left field line. But once he gets 2 strikes on him, if you throw him away, he will simply drive the ball in that direction. And that's how you hit 300 in the big leagues.
3-1.
I like the way that Washburn is going after Butler, not really giving him anything to hit. If Butler is fortunate enough to get a base hit, it's going to be on a pitcher's pitch.
.46 doubles this year for Butler. 3-1 pitch, and he lost in ball 4. First base open, no major damage done there, so they will give Butler the pass.
This is some of that damage that Billy Butler was doing against Tigers pitching. in that series at Kauffman Stadium. With 2 strikes, I told you he'll go the opposite way, but once you give him a hitter-friendly count, 2-1, 3-1, he was doing a lot of damage. And Granderson, we could see his number all afternoon, all evening long in that series in Kansas City.
Early scoring chance for the Royals. Miguel Olivo stands in.
That's smart pitching for me as far as Butler is concerned. You've got an open base because of the Bloomquist double. Why even go after him? Just put him on first base and hope you can get the ground ball and get a double play here to get yourself out of the inning.
And Olivo has knocked into 10 of them this year. Ball 1 outside, 1-0 on Miguel Olivo. 246 this year with a total of 19 home runs.
I told you that Washburn has given up 11 home runs since putting on the Tigers uniform. Part of the reasoning behind that is the fact that he's got some minor tears in his left knee, the left meniscus, and it has not allowed him to push off the rubber aggressively. Therefore, a lot of the pitches that he has thrown lately have been up in the strike zone. And when you're not overpowering, a lot of times those balls get hit awfully hard. Him and Avila having a real tough time getting on the same page here.
Alex had a couple of big at-bats in the ball game last night, late in the 9th and 10th. Getting a start here today. Time called now, and he's going to walk out to the mound and verbally try and get it straight with Washburn. I guess the easiest way to do it is walk out there and say, what do you want to throw?
Rick Knapp was telling me a couple of starts ago with Washburn, and he's one of those guys that's been in the big leagues for 12 years. And when you get a guy like this on your team this late, there's really no need in you trying to dictate a pitch plan for him, because he's had a lot of success against the Seattle Mariners, against Kansas City before he got here. So simply let him form his own game plan.
Well, it's 1-0 on Olivo. And he missed outside again, and low, 2 balls, no strikes. Only Joe Mauer and Jorge Posada have hit more home runs than Olivo this year as catchers. And he missed again. Now the count goes to 3-0.
Washburn has done a nice job at keeping the ball at the bottom of the strike zone, but he has missed on all 3 pitches. And Olivo has taken all 3.
You got a pretty good hitter on deck as well in Callaspo,
who absolutely crushes left-handed pitching.
He walked him on 4 straight pitches. Washburn walks Olivo, and that will load the bases now.
Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 13, Alberto.
Let's take a look at the left knee here of Washburn. This is the push-off one. And you can see he gets there, and he's able to push off a little bit today. Didn't look like he had that same mobility in Kansas City 5 days ago. And as I said, a lot of the balls he's thrown has been down at the bottom of the strike zone.
Well, here's Callaspo batting with the bases full and 1 out. Early trouble for the Tigers, and it's fouled straight back. And almost back into the booth again. I mean, seriously, it's 2 nights in a row now. I mean, it was Scudero last night. My partner's over here just laughing. He's just sitting here laughing. There's a lot, Callaspo.
Yeah.
It's a foul back. 0-2. I was down on the field today earlier, and Alex Avila asked me, hey, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm all right. He goes, yeah, nice move up there in the booth last night. Nice move. He's more making fun of me than anything else.
Well, you're okay. That's the only thing that matters.
I suppose.
You're back here today.
Just wish I would have looked better doing it, that's all.
No one really saw it.
No, that's true. 0-2 on Callaspo. And again, boy, what a slow start to this one here tonight. And now Avila goes out and has a chat for the second time in this inning with Washburn. It was a leadoff or a one-out double, I should say, after the leadoff man DeJesus struck out. So Bloomquist is at third. Butler walked. He's at second. And Oliva walked. He's at first.
Oh, you saw it?
Here's the 0-2. Way outside, off the glove of Avila, and the throw is not in time. A run will score as Bloomquist comes rolling into the plate and scores the game's first run. Passed ball is charged to Alex Avila.
Now that fastball sailed on Avila. He got glove on it, but he was not able to catch it. He got over to pick it up, and he got the ball to Jared in a timely manner. But Bloomquist got a pretty good break off of third and scored rather easy. That ball just right in his glove.
Well, it also takes the double play out of order now. 1-0. Royals in the lead. 1-2 on Callaspo.
And Callaspo is one of those guys that doesn't strike out very often, so you expect some contact, and Washburn is not a strikeout pitcher. And the Tigers on the infield are conceding the run with 1 out.
Outside again, 2-2. Well, it looked like a good start tonight for Washburn after he fanned DeJesus, who has been really hot for them. And the wind got a hold of Bloomquist's fly ball, and it went as a double. That started the rally. Fouled away.
Washburn has been outstanding this year with runners in scoring position. He has held the opposition to a 197 batting average, which is the lowest in the American League. So there's a pretty good chance he might get out of this.
It's also been really good against the Central Division, 3-1 with a 1.84, and of course pitching for the Tigers, that's a bonus because nothing but the Central the rest of the way. 19 games left. Tigers checked in tonight with a 5.5 game lead on Minnesota.
Minnesota got some bad news last night. Justin Morneau is out for the season.
Really bad news. And they came up with a late victory themselves last night, which keeps them in the hunt.
Yeah, they were down 3-0 going into the 8th. Michael Kadire hit a 3-run home run to tie the game.
This will be the 9th pitch coming up here to Callaspo. And it's driven in the air toward left. Hit well. Guillen going back to the track, to the wall. That ball is gone. Out of the reach of Carlos Guillen, who made a leaping attempt. And it's 4-0 Kansas City. Callaspo hits his 10th of the year. Carlos almost got that ball.
Looks like it's a fastball up. I already told you that Callaspo is very tough to strike out. There's only 2 other players that strike out less in the American League. One is Polanco, the other Pedroia. Outstanding effort by Carlos Guillen, but wasn't able to get there quick enough to make the play. Rough start today for Washburn.
Yeah, the Royals strike quickly in this one after the leadoff man was struck out. Here's Mitch Meyer with the bases empty now and 4 runs in.
That wind-blown double is huge about right now.
0-2. So Kansas City, who has defeated the Tigers 4 straight times, has jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Meyer batting .251. 3 home runs this year. And down he goes for the 2nd strikeout of the inning.
It's a pretty good pitch here to Meyer. Good breaking ball. Looks like that knee is kind of bothering him a little bit here today, at least on that last delivery. But it's something he's going to have to pitch with the remainder of the year.
Line to right center. That's down. A base hit, maybe more. Granderson over to cut it off, and he will keep Buck at first base with a 2-out single. Royals now with their 3rd hit, and that's going to bring up Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon.
The only two guys that he has been able to get out so far here in the first inning are left-handed batters, DeJesus and Meyer. Has not been able to get the righties out.
Here comes another lefty in Gordon. Batting just 204. Way high and inside. 4 runs on 3 hits. This is the 8th man to bat in the inning for Kansas City. Gordon spent a majority of the season on the disabled list. When he came back, he wasn't in the big leagues very long before they sent him down to AAA. Now it's 2-0. It has been a long first inning for Jared Washburn. This next pitch will be his 30th. Buck not a threat to run at all at first base. And it's lined toward left field. Guillen coming on, and that is that for the Royals. But it's a big inning for KC. 4 runs on 3 hits. The homer by Callasco, and it's 4-0. Features Curtis Granderson in center field, followed by Carlos Guillen in left, Maglio Ordonez in right. Cabrera will clean up. And you've got Aubrey Huff, the DH tonight. Alex Avila will catch. You've got Inge, Santiago, and Everett as your bottom 3 this evening for the Tigers. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Robinson Tejeda of the Royals. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
He's been awesome in his last 19 innings. As a matter of fact, has not given up a run and has 25 strikeouts in that span. He's able to do that because he's got great stuff. Fastball anywhere from 95 to 97 with a good slider and a really good changeup. And he has pitched so well in place of Gil Mesh in the month of September. And he is auditioning himself for a spot in the rotation in 2010.
Granderson leads it off. The way he's pitching himself into the rotation for 2010. Very impressive in that last start against Detroit.
He looked good.
Grandy batting .248. Tejeda misses high, 2-0.
Tejeda works out of the stretch. Even though this is his 3rd consecutive start, a lot of guys that come out of the bullpen just feel a lot more comfortable working from the stretch because that's usually what they do when they come into a ball game.
Down the middle it comes for strike 1.
Doesn't appear to be throwing as hard today as he was in Kansas City 5 days ago, unless he's holding a little something back here in the first inning.
Yanked foul right by Andy Van Slyke.
Anderson has pulled a lot of balls this year. And he said the reason why he's pulling so many balls is the fact that they just keep crowding him inside. And he says everybody talks about going up the middle and going the other way. He says, but he said opposition just hasn't pitched him that way.
Pulls another one. This one to first base, right at Billy Butler. One gone.
Here's a perfect example of a ball that probably should have been taken up the middle or the other way. It looks like it's a changeup, and it's down and away from Curtis, which speeds his bat up, and he gets out and hooks the ball back to first base with 2 strikes. That's where you have to try to be a little bit more patient, let the ball get a little deeper, and simply take that base hit the other way to the best of your ability.
There's Carlos Guillen facing Tejeda. Carlos at 243. Fouled back out of play. Tejeda right now enjoying a 19 consecutive scoreless inning streak. He's been awfully good. 2-0 career against the Tigers. Even in his relief appearances that he's had over the years against Detroit have been very good.
He was having an outstanding year this year. Not just the month of September, but as a reliever, he was pitching awfully well.
And he's kind of brought that into his starting assignments. This is his 32nd appearance. His first 29 came in relief.
Carlos does not do well on those fastballs that are up above the belt buckle. He can really crush fastballs that are down. But if you throw him up there, he can't get to those.
97 miles an hour. First strikeout for Tejeda.
Let's take a look at the Kansas City defense behind Tejeda in this ball game tonight. You've got DeJesus, no errors in his last 146 games. Meyer in center, Bloomquist is in right. The very talented young Gordon at third, Betancourt Tayaspo up the middle. Sweet swinging Billy Butler's at first. John Buck is behind the plate.
David DeJesus out there in left field has piled up the assists, 13.
His arm works a lot better from left field than it does center field. You don't see many center fielders with assists. It's usually the corner guys. Guys like Ichiro and Chu and Meyer on this team's got a few. And you mentioned DeJesus has 13.
Maglio swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Got to have a strong arm to get that ball over that pitcher's mound when you're throwing the ball from center field when you're trying to get assist at home plate.
Threw that one right by him at 96.
I guess he was just warming up with those first couple of fastballs he threw to Granderson at 90 miles an hour.
Well, it's a lot of what we saw. 8 strikeouts against Detroit back on the 9th in Kansas City. He walked only 2, going 6 scoreless in that game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trey Hillman down the stretch, hoping his team can play just as well as they can play, and wherever their record ends, it ends. But he's had to deal with a lot, and I mean a lot of key injuries this year. A lot of key pieces gone. Swing and a miss. Tejeda strikes out 2, gets him 1, 2, 3, and we will go to the second here in Detroit. 4-0 Royals. Time since 1849. Your Motor City Dodge dealers. On demand from Comcast. Watch hit movies, TV series, music videos, and more when you're ready. And by Arby's Bacon Cheddar Roast Burger Sandwich. Try it today. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's. Back here at Comerica Park. Motor City, the site tonight. Tigers and Royals, game one in this three-game set. And a good start tonight for the Royals. And Washburn, a little bit of pain in that first inning.
Yeah, apparently that knee is not good because he's wincing on a couple of these pitches and walking around rather gingerly on the mound. So you could tell that it's just not 100%. And if you're going to err on any side, you may as well err on the side of caution with a guy like Washburn.
And so the Tigers will go to the bullpen here in the second inning. Washburn will last just one tonight, giving up 3 hits, 4 runs. And in our Wallside Windows pitching change, here's Zach Minor.
Well, Minor's a nice luxury to have. He has pitched in just about every single role this year for the Tigers, from the rotation, the middle relief, long relief. He is set up this year, so all he needs to do is go out there and put up a few zeros and allow his offense to somehow get in this game if they can against Tejeda.
Minor on Sunday pitched a scoreless 7th inning, setting up a Tigers victory against the Toronto Blue Jays. Jim Leyland has said that he will not take Minor out of the bullpen. He just likes him there too much. And here is part of the reason why, because he provides you with that guy that can now chop up some of these innings here the rest of this game.
He's got some durability as well with his arm. He can throw every day, really.
Well, we were talking about this a little bit last night. Want to remind you again, tomorrow, a special night here at Comerica Park, a night of thanks for Ernie Harwell, who will be at the ballpark, and he'll have a chance to speak with the fans during the game tomorrow, and also meet with the team before the game and kind of rub elbows with the media again. Ernie wanted to take an opportunity to say thanks to all the people that have really supported him, and we think it's great.
Looking forward to seeing Ernie tomorrow night here at Comerica Park, and I think it's just a wonderful gesture on his part to address the fans here at Comerica Park.
So that'll be tomorrow evening here in Motor City. In the meantime, Unieski Betancourt leads it off as we go to the second. 4-0 Royals in the opener in this series. Betancourt at .241, the only hitter not to bat in that first inning. They sent 8 men to the plate. .40 RBIs for Betancourt. He looks at a strike call. Fastball from Minor. 1-1. Betancourt was acquired in July, early July, the 10th, from the Seattle Mariners. Drives this one high in the air and to left. Carlos Guillen will get under it. 1 gone. Back up to the top of the lineup now, David DeJesus. The Royals, a team, obviously they're out of the playoff race, but certainly they will have their say, as will the Indians. The 2 teams that are out of the chase in the Central. They'll get their shot to play against the Tigers, Minnesota, and the White Sox. There's a strike, going 1. DeJesus trying to extend his 14-game hit streak. His 9 triples leads the American League. One and one. Minor gets ahead. David DeJesus. DeJesus with that 14-gamer, one of the longer active hitting streaks. Elvis Andrus has hit into 15 straight for Texas. And Victor Martinez of the Boston Red Sox also has a 15-gamer going. Then DeJesus at 14 straight. Well, he loves facing Zach Miner. 10 for 20.
That's no small sample either. 20 is a lot of at-bats with 3 triples.
DeJesus having another nice year. You really don't hear a whole lot about this young man, but year after year he posts very consistent numbers. You mentioned the 13 assists he has this year as well. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Miner has a strikeout. DeJesus has fanned twice in this game. Well, this game is available in crystal clear, high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It's sponsored by Comcast. Got a lot of youngsters at the ballpark tonight enjoying this game.
Tiger geared up. He must have been to the team shop.
Here's Willie Bloomquist. He started that mess in the first inning with that double into the gap in right center field. That opened the door. Then a couple of walks, passed ball, and a homer. And 4 runs later, the Royals had a big first inning. That extended Bloomquist's hitting streak to 5 straight. Short night for Jared Washburn. Just 1 inning tonight as he gives way to Miner here in the second. High fly ball, shallow right field. Granderson over there. And the side retired. 1-2-3 inning for Miner out of the pen. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. By the way, you can vote for tonight's player of the game. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space in the player's uniform number to FSDET or 3733A. See final results post game during Tigers Live. Vote for your Tigers player of the game. And the Tigers send Miguel Cabrera to the plate here in the second. It'll be Cabrera, then Huff, and then Avila facing Robinson Tejeda, who struck out 2 in that first inning and got him 1-2-3. And he delivers outside to Cabrera. And 4 hits in that series against Toronto, 4 out of 17. They quieted him down for the most part. Did have a big home run in that third game or second game, I believe. Tigers ended up losing that game, though. There's a strike called, 1-1.
Tejeda, like most relievers, especially hard throwers and guys that pitch late in games, when they come out of the bullpen, they don't use all their pitches. They pretty much stay with their best 2 pitches, and his would be his fastball and his changeup. But while he's been starting, he's thrown quite a few sliders to go along with the fastball and the changeup, and that makes him more of a complete pitcher. So many times you see relievers, they come out of the bullpen and they're trying to throw 100 miles an hour, and therefore they just don't get the job done. And every now and then Tejeda would run into some of that. Same for Zach Minor. When Zach Minor's in the starting role, he's able to use all of his pitches versus when he pitches late in the game.
2-2 on Cabrera. He'll be followed by Aubrey Huff and then Alex Avila. In that last start against the Tigers, Tejeda scattered just 3 hits over 6 innings.
Had 8 strikeouts in that game as well.
Here's the 2-2. Tigers have 3 here against the Royals. They'll be hitting the road for the final road trip of the year. So the Tigers, who have been so dominant at home this season, need to take advantage of these next 3 games. They are 47-24 here at Comerica Park. On his hands that time and fouled back out of play.
Jim Leland and Trey Hillman had somewhat similar paths in getting to the major leagues as managers. Of course, Jim was a longtime manager in the minor leagues with the Tigers before going to Chicago, and then finally getting his first opportunity in Pittsburgh. Trey Hillman managed about 12 years in the minor leagues for the Yankees, and then spent 5 years in Japan as a manager before getting this opportunity to run his own big league team. So a couple of guys that spent a lot of time managing in the minors.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leland often makes fun of his playing ability in his playing days in the minor leagues. And he makes it clear every time, I didn't have nearly the talent it took to play at this level. So he's really thankful for the career that he's had managing at this level. Three-two pitch. There's a walk. Leadoff man aboard. Tigers get their first base runner of the night. We'll bring up Aubrey Huff, who really came to the rescue last night in the 9th inning.
He got himself a 2-0 fastball that leaked back over the plate from Frazier and a 3-run home run. Aubrey Huff was jumping around like a kid in a candy store and said that it was the biggest home run he'd ever hit in his life.
Number 15 for Huff on the season last night, 83 RBIs. And he pulls this one down the right field line. Long run for Bloomquist, but it's going to go foul. Good catch out there. Barehanded. The numbers on Huff. .317 this year against the Royals.
Aubrey dead pull hitter. Kai Ospo, the second baseman, playing in the hole over on the right side of the infield. And then you have Betancourt, who is your shortstop, almost playing directly behind the second base bag. So he's got some room in this area should he want to go back in that direction, but Aubrey does not hit a lot of balls that way. You know, Jim Leland, when we were in St. Louis, I remember him talking about Stan Musial. Of course, Stan Musial, Hall of Fame player and still around the Cardinals organization. You know, we always talk about hitters hitting the ball up the middle. Jim said Stan Musial told him, why would I want to hit the ball back up the middle? He says that's where you have most of your players. You have the center fielder, the shortstop, the second baseman. You've got to get it past the pitcher as well. He said he always tried to hit the ball either the other way or down the left field line. I thought that was interesting. That was the first time I'd ever heard anybody say that.
Makes sense. Never heard that theory before.
Yeah, there's a splits on Ivory directions that he hits the ball. That's why they play him the way they play him. Yeah, he said, Stan said, I never tried to hit the ball up the middle. Stan got a lot of hits too.
Here's the 1-2, and it's fouled away again. Well, for Huff, the home run last night had to feel good in terms of contributing to this team. Got off to a slow start in the Tigers uniform, and he's certainly not the type of hitter he was all year with the Orioles.
What makes that home run special is the fact that Jim sent him up there with that in mind. Down by 3, you send your power guy up there hoping that he runs into one, and he did run into one.
Leland's done a terrific job of figuring out what button to push in terms of his pinch hitters. He's gotten some key pinch hits. Got a few of them on that last road trip. Vila had a hit last night. Huff, of course. It's pulled foul again.
Jim has a real good feel for managing and has a legitimate shot of winning Manager of the Year once again in the American League this year with the job that he has done with this Detroit Tigers team. And Social will get some consideration in Los Angeles. Ron Washington as well. Joe Girardi. And Jim is right up there with all of them.
And again, the 2-2. There's a fly ball to center. Meyer coming in. It's the first out of the inning. We'll bring up Alex Avila.
Alex Avila came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th and got himself a base hit. Then he came up once again with the game on the line, and it looked like a double play ball. But Scudero, making his second error of the game, could not handle it, and the Tigers get a walk-off win.
Avila also got hit with a pie in the post-game interview.
Barely.
They got him on the back of the head. They couldn't get a direct hit. Ball high, 1 ball, no strikes on Alex, who's batting a cool .300 now. 5 home runs. He has knocked in 14. Homered against the Royals this year. Skies this one in the air, hit well into right center field, but there's too much room out there. Meyer still going back right in front of the wall. 2 outs.
Strangely enough, Avila, before coming to the big leagues, did most of his damage to left center field and left field. But since he's been in the big leagues, the majority of the time that he puts the ball in play, it's to the pull field.
So here's Brandon Inge. Brandon has hit safely in his last 3. Tejeda walked the leadoff man Cabrera, now trying to pitch out of it here. He's gotten a couple of fly balls. Inge needs 1 more home run for a new career high. He is sitting at 27, the same total he had back in 2006. '96 that ran in on him, and it's 1-2. Tejeda is 27 years old. He's a native of the Dominican Republic.
Bani in the Dominican Republic. B-A-N-I. His hometown. Checked it, but he went. Strike 3. Inges out of there. Third strikeout for Tejeda. And the Tigers get a leadoff walk and leave a man. Minnesota, 6.5 up on Chicago. And Cleveland tonight will send Carmona to the mound against Scott Baker of Minnesota. Chicago playing in Seattle. Freddie Garcia, Ian Snell hooking up in that one out on the West Coast. That's what the rest of the Central looks like tonight. And Zach Miner goes back to the hill here in the third. Billy Butler leads it off for KC in a 4-0 ball game. Royals got all 4 of their runs in the first inning. Callaspo had a big 3-run shot. Butler part of that first with a base on balls. Here's Zach's 1-0 pitch. Ooh, inside. The breaking ball got away. 2-0.
As good as Butler has been against the Tigers since coming to the big leagues, he's not had that same success against Miner. And Miner has held Butler to a 188 batting average and 16 at-bats. One of your better looking young right-handed hitters in the game of baseball today. And it looks like they're not going to let him play. They walked him on 4 pitches, well actually 5 pitches his first time up, and it looks like Miner not all that interested in throwing strikes either.
Butler is a different hitter away from Kauffman Stadium. 246 on the road this year.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Which is a whole lot lower than what he came in at overall at 303.
But hitting 356 at home. That's 100 points.
That's popped up. Foul ground, should stay in play. Inge is there, and Butler is retired. One gone.
Hey fans, be at Comerica Park tomorrow when the Tigers host the Royals at 7:05. The first 10,000 fans aged 21 and over receive a Tigers camouflage hunting hat. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com. I got to renew my hunting license.
Well, you got your hat to go with it.
Yes, indeed.
You don't have a hunting license. Nor will you be renewing one. Nice try. Here's Olivo. Swung out and missed.
I have a lot of friends that go on boys trips and like to hunt and stuff. They say they have a blast.
Apparently you don't tag along though, do you?
I have not.
No.
They've been trying to get me to go. I've only went hunting once in my life, and that was pheasant hunting.
Yeah, me too actually.
And that was kind of easy, though, because you go to like a farm and there's just pheasants everywhere.
He just starts shooting.
Yeah.
Just start blasting away at the sky.
I got one or two of them, too. Took a while, but I got one.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Try hunting bear. Now that's a whole different story.
I don't think I want to mess with them. Is that what you did?
Oh, no. Pheasant, that's about it. And that was a long time ago. Once, as you say, just once. Well, Minor has come on. He's gotten the 4 men that he has faced. He got the side in the second. He's gotten Butler here in the third. Zach trying to chew up some innings tonight because Jared Washburn left after 1 inning. And again, a 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Minor's got a good arm. Anywhere from 91 to 95 with his fastball. However, when he throws that 95-mile-per-hour fastball, it's straight. And I think he's a lot better when he works right around 90 to 91. That's when he's got some really good movement at the bottom of the strike zone. Take your time.
2 gone. That's 5 in a row retired by Minor. The last 6 Royals have gone down in order. And that brings up Callaspo, the culprit, the big culprit back in the first inning. A long home run, a 3-run shot, his 10th of the year, which extended the lead to 4-0. Callaspo on Sunday had his 12-game hitting streak ended. Starting a new one here tonight.
Callaspo wasn't even starting when the season began. Mark Tien, another left-handed hitter that they have on their roster, was playing second base on opening day, with Gordon playing third base. When Gordon went down with that injury, Callaspo started playing, and he has not looked back since then. He has gone on to have a really good year.
Going to Callaspo back in July had a 13-game hitting streak, so he put together a couple of pretty good long ones. And that one missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He fell behind Washburn, no balls and 2 strikes. And the last time he was up before finally getting a fastball up and hitting that 3-run home run you talked about.
Got him on the outside corner for strike 3. Minor gets his second strikeout and his second straight. 1-2-3 inning. 7 Royals in a row have gone down. Still 4-0 KC. Bell Tire, you'll get the best tire price period, and out the door with more. And by AT&T, your world delivered. Yes, you are on TV.
Nice job if he did that himself.
Good artwork.
Kid's got a future.
Well, the Tigers hoping to get the offense going here in front of a crowd that was quieted early in this game. The 4-run first as Santiago leads it off here in the third. Then Everett and then Granderson. Meanwhile, Zach Miner has done his job. A couple of 1, 2, 3 innings. Buying some time for that offense. Polanco the day off today, so Santiago plays at second base. Ramon hits .314 here at home. Right at the knees for a strike. Gary Darling giving that low strike, a knee-high strike tonight for both sides. Tejeda has fanned 3 Tigers already. 2-2.
Gary Darling's daughter and my daughter, Rachel, played softball together.
Is that right?
Yeah.
High school?
She was 1 year younger than Rachel, so she was never on the team with her, but they played on a summer league together. So I see Gary quite often in the off season. Gary also a real estate agent.
Really?
Yeah, back a few years ago when they had the little umpire thing going on, and they closed some of the guys out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was one of those guys for a while. He got his job back, obviously, but
went out and got his license.
Yes, he did.
Smart move.
And back at the time he got his license too, the real estate was booming. But he got his day job back.
And just in time too. Housing market not quite what it was, I'm sure, when he got his license. 3-2 pitch. Is ball 4. His second walk. Leadoff man is on. Well, this year against Central, 7 over 500. Well, look at 06. The Tigers were 45-30 against their own division.
You play against each other so much. 18, 19 times against other teams in the Central. You have to dominate your Central Division rivals, or you're not going to get into the postseason. Jim talked about that at the end of last season, how when they go to spring training, they were going to try to figure out a way to do a better job against the White Sox and the Minnesota Twins, the Cleveland Indians, and of course, this Kansas City Royals ball club as well.
Everett takes a strike. Adam batting for the first time in this game. 3 for 9 in that series against Toronto.
Even though the Tigers are trailing by 4 in this game, I believe Jim may put on a hit and run at some point in time, or try to get these infielders moving around a little bit, see if he can make Tejada uncomfortable, because he is awfully cool and calm and collected for the second time in 10 days, really 5 days.
0-2.
Was talking to Lloyd before the game today and was asking Lloyd, what are you guys going to do today? He says, well, he doesn't throw a lot of strikes, so we have to be somewhat patient to see if we could get some base on balls and get some hitter friendly counts. They have not been able to do so yet.
Fly ball left field. David DeJesus cruising in under it. First out of the inning. And back up to the top of the lineup now, Curtis Granderson. Cleveland was pretty fired up about last night's win. We were talking to him before the game today, and talking about how much the game really speeds up in the dugout. And after that home run by Aubrey Huff, things are starting to go haywire all over the place. Jim had to think about defensive replacements, getting somebody up in the bullpen, and there's just so much that goes on in a situation like that.
I mean, you're down by 3. You would love to come back and win that game, which they did, but the reality of the situation is very few times do you come back and win those games when you're down by 3 that late. So after the home run, as you mentioned, nobody was up. He had to get somebody up, and he had to think about the defensive replacements. And that's where it's good to have a bench coach. But, of course, Jim's bench coach is Gene Lamont. He's usually at that third base box.
Slice to left center. That's going to be trouble. It's down, a base hit. Santiago motoring to third base. Granderson is in the second with a double.
I think Granderson got the exact same pitch that he rolled over on his first time up. It was something that was off speed at 86 miles an hour. Instead of Granderson rolling over this time, he simply stayed back and allowed this ball to get deep enough in the strike zone. And the contact is made. This ball is almost in the catcher's glove when he makes contact with it. And you can see the bat angle that was created by him allowing that ball to get that deep in the strike zone. That's a good at bat for Curtis. And if he has more at bats like that, he'll get that batting average up well over 250 where it stands right now.
Tigers a base hit away from chipping into this lead. Carlos Guillen struck out on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in his first at bat in the first inning. He got 95 that time and fouled it back. 0-1. Guillen, since returning from the disabled list, has played 41 games. He has 26 RBIs in that span. Big spot here with only 1 out. Inside, in on his hands. Guillen spinning out of the box. 1-1.
He has pretty much thrown Carlos all fastballs. And the majority of the fastballs that he has thrown to Carlos have been above the belt buckle.
On the line here is Tejeda's streak of scoreless innings, consecutive scoreless innings, which right now stands at 19, or actually 21. It came in at 19.
Yeah, Tigers may as well go ahead and end that.
Fouled back out of play. 2-2. Ordonez would be next. Tigers have their best scoring chance. They had a leadoff walk in the second, but Tejeda allowed nothing more than that. Two and two on Carlos Guillen, and now time is called, and Buck is summoned out to the mound by Tejeda.
I would be surprised if they threw Carlos anything other than a fastball here. And he has not shown the ability, at least to this point, to catch up to the fastball that Tejeda is throwing. If he throws him a breaking ball or a changeup and gets too much plate with it, Carlos will put that in play. If I was Tejeda, I would simply stick with that fastball up in the strike zone.
And he does, but Carlos able to get a piece of that one.
Nice catch by a little bitty fan. Bring your glove even when you're sitting in the upper tank.
Out over the railing.
Pretty cool about it, too.
And the 2-2 again. This will head back toward the seats.
Maybe that's what we ought to do. Get us a couple gloves up here.
I was going to say, he looked a whole lot better than I looked.
No. That one that came up here last night was not floating like that one.
That had a little arc to it.
Yeah, that's
one
one
over
last
here.
night. No.
You could actually hear that one coming in last night.
Sizzling up here.
Great. You better get out of the way of this. Tejeda ready with a 2-2 pitch. And again, here it is. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So he's building a little bit of a deeper hole now. He's gone full. The Tigers have runners at second and third, including Santiago and Granderson. Carlos has run the count in his favor. Here's the 3-2. Popped him up. Left side of the infield, Betancourt. And the runners will have to hold.
Tejeda has an outstanding changeup, and he threw Carlos a 3-2 changeup after 5 straight fastballs in the mid-90s. He backed off to 81 miles an hour. And really, when you throw your changeup, this is exactly what you want to accomplish from a pitcher standpoint. You want to get the hitter off balance. And that's exactly what he did. That's our Lincoln Mercury Exmo of that last changeup by Tejeda.
So it's going to bring up Maglio Ordonez. Tigers need a 2-out hit here. 2 big runners early in this game standing in scoring position. Maglio struck out in the first.
Maglio's been sizzling in the month of September. Maybe he'll come through here with a 2-out knock. Tigers have gotten a lot of hits like that this year.
Going to shoot one to right field here and drive a couple of runs home.
39% of their runs this year have been scored after 2 are out.
The 1-0 pitch. Driven in the air to right. Hit pretty good. Bloomquist going back. Going to have room at the warning track. To retire the side, Tigers strand a couple. They get a walk and a double. 2 men left. We'll get you the answer. We'll get you all 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
You know all 3?
I do now because I was guessing before the game tonight. It took me a while, a long while. Casey Fiend is the new pitcher for Detroit. And Zach Miner gives way.
And Fiend in the 6th game at the major league level comes in with an earned run average over 8 in 4 1/3 innings, but he does have 6 strikeouts against 3 walks. Fiend was closing games down in Toledo for Larry Parrish's Toledo Mud Hens.
So the Tigers continue to piece this one together out of their bullpen after giving up 4 in the first. Washburn did not answer the bell in the second. Miner pitched a couple of scoreless innings. Nice job by Zach. And Mitch Meyer leads it off here in the fourth. Meyer, Buck, and Gordon. Lefty, righty, lefty against Fiend. Back toward the shortstop on one hop for Everett. That's 8 straight retired by Tigers pitching now. Here's John Buck. Buck a base hit back in the first, did not score. This is his 6th season now in Kansas City. Buck earlier this year had a herniated disc in his back, and it caused him to miss 32 games. Never really has been a big average hitter in the big leagues. In fact, his career major league average is .234. Right now it stands at .222. The breaking ball by Fiend, 0-2. Just off the inside part of the plate. Close, 1-2. Casey hails from California. He was born in Santa Rosa, lives in Buena Park. Breaking ball is skied in the air, left center field, and hit well. Guillen going back, still running, not going to get there. One hop over the fence and out of play. It's a ground rule double for John Buck. And they almost hit it out.
And Casey threw Fiend a slider that stayed up. And Buck got set early and hit this ball extremely hard. I thought Carlos was going to have a chance to run it down, but once it hit that gravel on the warning track, it bounced out of here.
Alex Gordon, the batter.
And apparently Carlos had a long way to run as well. And Granderson, playing real shallow in center field, had no chance to get there.
That's the 4th hit of the ball game for the Royals. 4 runs on 4 hits. Tigers no runs on 1 hit. Gordon lined to Guillen back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. That missed away. Fiend, a 20th round selection of the Tigers back in June of 2006. That one missed as well. 3-1. Speaking of 06, that was the year that Alex Gordon absolutely tore it up in Double-A. His first year in professional baseball. They started him at Wichita. He had a great year. In fact, he knocked in 101 and scored 111 times, and it was that season that led the Royals to believe this guy's ready for the big leagues, and he was in the major leagues the very next year. Only 1 season of professional baseball in the minor leagues. 3-2 pitch is inside. He walked him. 2 on with 1 out. Well, Saturday afternoons were made for baseball, and this week the Tigers are featured when they take on the Minnesota Twins as part of a big weekend series at the Metrodome. Coverage of Fox Saturday Baseball begins at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station. And Justin Verlander should be in line to start that day. It's going to be a big series against those Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, Tigers do not have a day off before that day, and Verlander pitched last night, so that would put him on a 4 days rest, pitching on the 5th day.
There's a strike on Yuniesky Betancourt. He flied out back in the second. Hits this one in the air to center field. Granderson backs up on it. The runner will tag at second base. Buck going to third, and he is in there standing up.
It is a lot of wind up there tonight. Anything hit up towards center field into that right center field gap, and also right field is going to carry. And that's good base running there by John Buck, who was able to tag up from second and get to third because he saw Granderson still backing up on that ball. A lot of wind up there tonight.
So it'll take a 2-out hit from DeJesus.
And meanwhile, Betancourt cannot make a whole lot of money by hitting them fly balls. It's the second time he's flown out in the game today.
Once to left, once to center. And an 0 for 2. Well, DeJesus struck out in the first and the second, and he's fallen behind here 0-1.
It's a tough hitter here, especially with runners in scoring position. He was the best in the majors last year, over 400, and since June this year, he's around 371. So DeJesus has a knack for driving in runs.
That'll go foul. He went the other way with it. 0-2 on DeJesus. DeJesus came into this game 6 for his previous 12. They've shut him down so far, and Fiend ahead 0-2. Runner going, and a swing and a drive into right field and hit well. Maglio backing up, turning on this ball, and it's gone. David DeJesus with a 2-out, 3-run shot. That only extends his hitting streak to 15 straight, but it extends the Royals' lead.
0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. It looked like Fiend was trying to get the fastball up to entice him into swinging, which he did, but he didn't get it up high enough. That's at 92 miles an hour, an elevated fastball that's probably a ball that DeJesus somehow gets underneath and hits out of here.
Thirteenth home run for DeJesus, 7-0. And David now with an even 70 RBIs. Here's Willie Bloomquist.
It's all about starting pitching. As much momentum as the Tigers had here when they left last night after a great come from behind win. And once you come back today, if their start is a little bit better than yours, yeah, sometimes you're going to get a little bit of a flat start or flat game, and the other team's going to jump all over you.
Well, it gets back to what Jim Leyland has always said. The momentum is only as good as the next day's starting pitcher. And boy, if that didn't come to fruition tonight.
Yeah, Washburn was a little sluggish out of the gate, pitching 1 inning, giving up 3 hits, but he walked a couple. And he also gave up a 3-run home run.
1-2 on Bloomquist. And a ground ball foul. Fiend taking over for Minor, who retired all 6 that he faced. 3 in the second, 3 in the third. The 1-2. Popped up. Heading back toward the seats. Cabrera is out of room. On the ground slowly towards second. Broke his bat. Santiago throws him out, retiring the side. Another home run, though, the second of the night for the Royals. De Jesus goes deep to make it 7-zip. Well, your answers are, of course, the '84 Tigers, which Rusty Kuntz was a member of, the '90 Reds, and the 2005 White Sox were the most recent team to do it. Of course, the Tigers have not been in first place from the start of the season, but almost since mid-May. Cabrera leading it off here in the fourth. Huff and then Avila following. Wave and a miss. 0-2. A walk back in the second inning for Cabrera. Still third in the American League. His .332 average. Was good for third. Ball outside, 1-2. Tigers tonight have been out hit 5-1. They trail 7-0 now as Tejeda has a nice healthy lead to work with. 3-run homers by Callaspo and De Jesus. Cabrera fouls it straight back. Miguel has had some big time numbers in his career against the Kansas City Royals. .343 lifetime with 10 home runs. High towering fly ball, right center field. Mitch Meyer is there, and Cabrera is out. One gone.
The designated hitter, Aubrey Huff.
Going to bring up Aubrey Huff. Well, one of our crew members, John Tagney, is recovering tonight in the hospital. We wanted to take this moment to wish John well. We know you're watching, John, and all of us here at Fox Sports Detroit are thinking about you. Get well soon. We hope to see you back at the ballpark very soon. And I know the score is not what you were expecting tonight or hoping for, but we're thinking about you, buddy. Here's Aubrey Huff. He takes a ball down low, 1-0. Huff fly to center field back in the second. .245 batting average with 15 home runs. His pinch hit home run last night was the first pinch hit homer of his career. And easily, as he said, the biggest home run I've ever hit. And he spent a lot of years in the big leagues. He's had some big seasons in Tampa, with Baltimore most recently.
It's the first time he's ever been in a pennant race.
The 2-0. He hit this one a mile high and foul ground, first base side. And Butler's going to run out of room.
That's why, as a player, coach, or manager, when you get yourself in a situation where you're playing meaningful games in the month of September and early October, don't take it for granted. It does not happen every year. Huff is a perfect example of that. First time he's had a chance to play some meaningful games in the month of September.
Two balls, two strikes. Only one Tigers hit tonight, and that was a double by Granderson back in the third. The Tigers had runners at second and third in that frame with only one out, but Tejeda slammed the door. It's lined to right field. And straight at Bloomquist, 2 gone.
The catcher, Alex Avila.
We'll bring up Alex Avila. And the scoreless streak continues for Tejeda. 22 straight innings coming into this fourth. He's dominated Tigers hitters this year. He's doing it again here tonight. Avila fly to center back in the second. Down the middle, right at the knees as well. 0-1. Alex behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Avila played 1 year of high school ball here in the Michigan area at De La Salle High School. Also played summer ball in the Ann Arbor area, and got an opportunity to play at Alabama collegiately. Just missed the outside corner at 97 from Tejeda. Fly ball, right field, hooking toward the corner. On the move is Bloomquist, still going back, and it is just foul. Boy, Avila almost straightened that thing out enough to hit it out. Just kept going down the right field line. Two and two. Got him. Flew it by him that time, and that is the 4th strikeout for Tejeda. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers. We go to the 5th. the big three-run homers, I should say, the two of them they have, is Robinson Tejeda. This guy, again, continues to dominate the Tigers, and it's making a strong bid to enter their rotation.
You know, I was kind of wondering which Tejeda would show up here today. After seeing the Tigers 5 days ago, I was wondering, would he come out and make any adjustments whatsoever? But he really hasn't had to do so. He continues to throw that fastball by some of these Tigers hitters.
It's a fastball that has reached 96, 97 miles an hour. Tigers trying to get the offense going in this one. And, you know, these are games we talk about against Central Division opponents. Everything will be against the Central the rest of the way. And it's a Kansas City team that they were able to beat quite handily earlier in the year.
Well, for whatever reason, Kansas City is playing some of its best baseball in the month of September. They had a nice 5-game winning streak just snapped a few days ago. They've got the hot hit Billy Butler coming off of winning Player of the Week last week in the American League. So they're a hot club right now. And as we said earlier, when you have a starter that gets off to a little bit of a slow start, as Washburn did, and you open the gates up for Kansas City, and they can jump on top of you early, which they have done.
7-0 Royals here in the 5th, and as Butler leading it off, he'll be followed by Olivo and then Callaspo. Tigers also have been out hit 5-1 in this game. Casey Fien in his second inning of work. Three and one on Butler.
Was asking Billy Butler how he felt today when they were getting ready to take batting practice. He said, "I feel great. I'm just 23 years old."
Pops this one up.
Be nice to be 23 again.
Inge calling for it. And one away.
Hey fans, the race for the pennant is on. Place a deposit on 2010 season tickets and receive the opportunity to purchase tickets for all 2009 playoff games. For more information, call 313-471-BALL, or you can simply visit Tigers.com.
Here's Miguel Olivo with one out. Breaking ball bouncing in. Olivo with a walk. And he tapped back to the mound his last time up. Minor pitched the second and third, and he pitched 2 scoreless innings. Fien came on in the 4th. And now pitching here in the 5th. You tuned in late tonight. The Tigers gave up 4 in the first inning. Jared Washburn did not come out for the second. And it appeared again that knee was bothering him a little bit, so Jim Leyland did not send him out for the second inning.
They skipped Washburn's start before he took the ball against Kansas City 5 days ago, and they were hoping by skipping a start it would kind of calm that left knee down a little bit. They did that in Seattle with him earlier before the Tigers acquired him, and it worked well for him, but apparently it has not worked all that well this time around.
Washburn gave up 3 runs in 5 innings in that last start against the Royals. It's fouled away, 2-2. Full count on Olivo. Hammered to center field. Granderson on his horse, still going back, not going to get it. All the way to the wall in right center. Olivo hits the bag at second. He's coming to third. And the throw will be tardy. It's a 1-out 3-base hit for Olivo. The Royals tonight have had 2 homers. They've had a couple of doubles and now a triple.
That's his 5th triple of the year. Granderson plays a very shallow center field, and for the most part is able to get back and run down anything that's hit behind him, but he was not able to do so
on that particular play. And by the time Santiago gets the ball in his glove and bounces it over to third to Inge, head first sliding is Olivo.
Tigers now forced to pull the infield in, down by 7 already, and Callaspo licking his chops here with a man at third and less than 2 outs.
And usually against guys like Callaspo that make as much contact as he does, when you pull the infield in, they usually score the run.
And to shallow right center, Granderson measures it, catch is made, here comes the runner home, here's the throw, and he is safe. Ball got away from Avila, and a sac fly for Callaspo gives him 4 RBIs on the night.
You can afford to gamble on a shallow fly ball, as that one was when you're up by 7. I'm not so sure Dave Owens, the third base coach, allows Olivo to run in this situation if the game was closer. That ball just took off from the mound area and just kind of skidded on Avila.
Another run in, 8-0 Kansas City as we play here in the 5th. Mitch Meyer with the bases empty. One ball, 1 strike. Roll to the right side, straight at Cabrera. He'll take it himself to retire the side. So the Royals get another as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is now 8-0. Tigers baseball tonight is presented by Bell Tire.
Good firm fastball at 97 miles an hour. That's up in the strike zone that the Tigers hitters are having a difficult time of laying off of.
And because of that, the Tigers are down 8-0 now as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Brandon Inge leads it off. Hammers the first pitch back out of play. And so the streak continues. 23 straight scoreless innings, and in that stretch he has struck out 29.
He's been dominant. Only 6 hits. One of those starts came against one of your better offensive clubs in all of baseball, and that's the Angels. And they can beat you in a lot of different ways. They can beat you with their legs. They can beat you with their power. They manufacture lots of runs.
5 1/3 against that Angels team. 6 innings against the Tigers, and both of those starts at the beginning of September. Now his 3rd start here. I told you he was really good out of the bullpen as well. He's brought that to the mound as a starter. Inge hammers one high in the air. It'll go deep to left center. It appears to be staying in the park, though. Right at the wall for Mitch Meyer.
That's nice communication there between Meyer and DeJesus. You can see Meyer putting his hand up rather early to let DeJesus know that he was going to catch the ball. Tejada threw a pitch here that he thought Inge connected on and was going to hit out of here.
One away, and here's Santiago. He pops it up. Shallow left. Charging is DeJesus. Back out Betancourt.
He's a good defender. Really good defender. He has not hit a whole lot since putting on that Kansas City uniform, but they have finally stabilized that shortstop position. And Callaspo is probably elated because he's had to play with about 3 or 4 different shortstops this year before Betancourt came on the scene, which is sometimes difficult to get used to playing next to that many guys.
Here's Adam Everett. One of those guys was Tony Pena Jr., who was as good as it got defensively, but he couldn't hit. And now he's pitching.
Yeah. And pitching well.
One on Adam Everett.
Aviles, who had such a great rookie year last year. As we get a look at Tejada's outs distribution today. Lots of flyouts today.
One and two. Inside. He tried to bust him on the inside corner. 2-2 on Adam Everett. Fly ball to left field back in the third. Tigers still have only 1 hit, and that was the Granderson double in the third inning. They were down 4-0 at that point. Had runners at second and third with 1 out. Had a chance to get back in the game, but failed to score. Three and two. And he walked him. 2-out base runner, and that is 3 walks for Tejada. Bring up Granderson. Curtis doubled back in the third. 1 for 2. Still sitting on 99 home runs right now. The next will be 100 for Granderson.
Didn't take him very long to get there.
Marcus Thames hit his 100th back on August 9th against Minnesota. Scott Baker. Pretty good chance Granderson will get there before this season is done. He's already hit 27.
Didn't Cabrera hit his 200th home run as well this year?
He did. Two and 0. Everett bluffing down the line. Butler playing behind him down there at first base with a big lead of 8-0. So Tejada falling way behind now, 3-0. Had a couple of quick outs in this inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it's in there, a strike. 3-1. Back-to-back walks. Well, Tejeda running into a little trouble now. That's his 4th base on balls. And then we'll bring up Carlos Guillen.
Carlos has gotten a steady diet of fastballs tonight from Tejeda.
Tejeda now has lost sight of home plate. Can't throw a strike. And the last one hit Gary Darling. Otherwise, it goes back to the backstop.
.97 with the fastball, and he's been consistently throwing the fastball at that velocity. 78 with his changeup. That courtesy of Comcast.
Bob McClure trying to right the ship here after getting 2 outs on the fly ball and a pop-up. He walked Everett, and Branderson walked. So Tejeda trying to regain his form here. Darling will go out to the mound to break up the conversation. We'll get some action going in their bullpen. Victor Marte. Tejeda tonight so far has been able to pitch around his walks. Way high, 2-0 on Guillen. Pitch count starting to get up 2 now for Tejeda. He is at 90 right now here in the 5th inning, so you can see how these walks have started to pile up his pitch count. There's a strike right at the knees, inside corner, 2-1. Tejeda claimed off the waiver wire from Texas on June 8th. Pitched with the Phillies and the Texas Rangers, now the Royals. And again, he's got that scoreless streak in jeopardy here in the 5th. Tigers need a 2-out hit. 23 straight scoreless innings for Tejeda. Ooh, we're going to call that one a strike, much to the chagrin of Guillen. He thought that might have been a little bit high.
I thought as much myself. Tejeda having a difficult time of finding the strike zone in this inning. Yeah, but got a little help on that last pitch from Darling. He doesn't need any help.
Pulled into right field, a base hit. Everett rounding third, they'll score him. And Carlos Guillen gets the Tigers on the board. It's now 8-1. His 33rd RBI of the year. 3 straight Tigers able to reach. Finally, one of those walks comes around to score.
He had pretty much thrown some fastballs by Carlos all night long, but he comes back with a changeup that's up in the strike zone. Carlos whistles that ball in between Butler and Callaspo. And Bloomquist in right comes up and doesn't make a throw toward home plate.
So the scoreless streak is over. It ends at 23 innings. Ordonez takes one outside. Tigers finally get on the board here in the fifth. Just their second hit in this game. Maglio is 0 for 2. Way outside. 2-0. This is really becoming a struggle here in the fifth inning now for Tejeda. Dusty Hughes, left-hander now, joining Victor Marte. Ground ball to third, deep behind the bag. Knocked down by Gordon. He'll have no play, and everybody is safe.
Gordon was trying to backhand this ball and pick it up and run to the bag before Granderson got there. But he failed to do one thing, and that's pick up the baseball. And you can see his actions here. He's going to backhand it. He's trying to set himself to grab it, and then he's already leaning toward getting to third base. Therefore, his feet got tied up underneath him, and he gets himself an error.
Bases are loaded for Miguel Cabrera. And he pops it foul, back out of play. E5, the ruling on that play by Gordon. Now can the Tigers take advantage with the bases loaded? 449 career for Cabrera. Tejeda has thrown 25 pitches in this inning after getting the first 2 batters with no trouble. Fouled away again. 0-2. Now Tejeda approaching 100 pitches for this game. The Tigers a chance here to crawl back into it with a big hit. Granderson at third. Guillen is at second. And Ordonez the runner at first. A run in on the RBI single by Guillen. Here's the 1-2. Line drive, foul. Cabrera smoked that one. But foul.
At 98 miles an hour, it's tough to pull this ball, and Cabrera was not trying to pull it. He will go the other way with 2 strikes.
Two and two. Cabrera tonight with a walk and a fly ball. Crowd begging for something to cheer about. Tigers have perked up a little bit here in the 5th inning. And now Cabrera steps out. Aubrey Huff waiting on deck. And Tejeda's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Cabrera goes down and leaves him loaded. 5 strikeouts for Tejeda. That one his biggest of the night. Tigers settle for a run. Leave. And by BP, help your car run younger for longer. Try BP gasoline with Invigorate. Nighttime here at the ballpark in the Motor City. It is 8-1 in favor of the visiting Kansas City Royals. And the first pitch is driven in the air to deep center field, where Granderson will run it down. And Buck is out, one away. Got some defensive changes. Fleet Thomas takes over in right field. New first baseman is Don Kelly. And the new third baseman is Brent DeLugich. Jim Leland going to his bench here, getting some backups and opportunity to play in an 8-1 game in the 6th. Here's Alex Gordon. Gordon is 0 for 1. He did draw a walk and score. He came around on the 3-run homer by DeJesus in the 4th. Two and 0. That's pulled foul. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the left-handed batting, Alex Gordon, who is a 2-time high school All-American. Went on to play his college ball in Nebraska. Was an All-American there. And eventually a #1 pick. Fiend missing high. There's a strike. And it's 3-2 on Alex Gordon. Betancourt will be next. 3-2 pitch is low. He walked him. Fiend's second walk. That's tradition here every year where the Tigers take their team photo, and today was the day here at the ballpark. Got the uniforms nice and white. The smiles going. Mr. Ilitch along with Dave Dombrowski right there in the middle. The 2009 version of the Tigers. Jim Leland chatting with Casey Fiend in an 8-1 game. Fiend walking a batter here in the 6th. He gave up a run in the 5th and 3 in the 4th.
We've seen on many occasions where Jim will take the luxury of going out himself and talking to the pitchers when it's something that's not mechanical. And apparently he had some words of advice for Fiend there, and probably just settle down and throw some strikes. That's one of the things that's always impressed Jim about Casey, is the fact that he throws a lot of strikes.
Betancourt pops up to the shortstop. Everett, 2 gone.
He showed that in spring training, and managers don't forget that. And when there comes a time during the course of the season when they need an arm and you've already made a favorable impression, a lot of times you're that guy that gets that call up, and if you're pitching well at the time.
Here's David DeJesus, who was having a horrible night until his 3rd at bat in the 4th inning when he homered. A 3-run shot. He had struck out his first 2 times up. And DeJesus now with 13 home runs, a 15-game hitting streak. A lot of extra base hits tonight for Kansas City. Double and a homer in the 1st inning. Here's a high fly ball to left. Backing up Carlos Guillen. And that is that for the Royals. Bottom of the 6th coming up here at Comerica, 8-1.
Jumping up on the bat, and he plays long ball to right field. Coors Light Freeze Cam, always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
So as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at the ballpark tonight, Royals on top in this one. 8-1 is our score. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Royals will go to the bullpen. Tejeda's done for the night, and Dusty Hughes, the left-hander, will check into this one.
He's only been in 3 games, does not have a win or a loss, and he has pitched 6 innings total in those 3 games.
So Hughes now will face Aubrey Huff. There's a strike 0-1. Tejeda had 5 strikeouts before departing. He also walked 4. Hughes is 27 years old, and he gets ahead of Aubrey Huff, 0-2. The chopper hit towards second. Huff is out. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 1 gone, and that brings up Alex Avila. Same 2 teams tomorrow night in the middle game in the series. We're going to have Bonine for the Tigers and DiNardo for Kansas City. Then Jackson and Greinke close it out in what should be a really good one on Thursday. And it's on the road again. Actually, for the final time in the regular season. Avila hammers one toward left field, slicing toward the corner. DeJesus going over, and he leaps into the stands. And did not get it. He hit the top of that wall and flipped right into the seats.
It's a great effort by DeJesus, who ran a long way to get over to that wall, and that wall closes in on you in a hurry, especially right there down the left field line. Very little foul territory.
DeJesus all right. Avila takes it outside, 1-1. Dustin Robert Hughes goes by Dusty, the 11th round pick in 03 of the Kansas City Royals. Born in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's Elvis' hometown, I think. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Hughes has got a build like Billy Wagner. Got those big thighs, short frame. Kind of stands on the mound like Billy Wagner as well. He doesn't have that left arm that Billy Wagner has, though.
There is a base hit over the head of Betancourt. Avila is 1 for 3 tonight with a single to left center.
Avila not afraid of left-handers. He stays in there about as long as he can. He still hits this ball off the end of the bat. And it sounded like he broke his bat, but he gets rewarded with a base hit. His hands work very nicely coming through the strike zone. Takes a really nice, short, quick swing with a good path to the baseball.
Here's the first big league at bat for Brent DeLugich. He takes a ball outside, 1-0. DeLucich hadn't seen much action since coming up as a September call-up. Was able to pinch run the other night, came on as a defensive replacement as well, and now his first big league at bat. And he pops it up to the right side, and coming over is Bloomquist.
Not the easiest thing to do. DeLucich has been here for a couple of weeks now, and you can take all the batting practice you want to take, but you get in the game, they're not close to being the same at all.
Here's Santiago with 2 outs. Tigers still only 3 hits in this game. A couple of singles and a double. Santiago is 0 for 1 with a walk. And he takes one right down the middle, 0-1. Hughes missed all of the 2006 season with Tommy John surgery. Came back in 07. Had a nice year in Double-A. Wave and a miss, 0-2. Looked like he held up. Ball gets away from Buck, who can't find it. Avila scoots down to second base. They say he went around for strike 3, not going to matter. They finally call for the appeal. And Santiago strikes out. So the inning over. Tigers get a hit, strand a man, and we will go to the 7th.
Just getting the opportunity to possibly play in the postseasons is what you dream about and what you work so hard to get to. And I can tell it's coming to that year. My parents are always calling me, and it seems like my parents watch the scoreboard more than I do. And it's just one of those things where ever since a kid you always look, and when you don't make it in the big leagues, you watch it on TV, and you get the opportunity to maybe play there this year.
It's Gerald Laird's really his first opportunity for the postseason. He's hopeful of getting there this year, as are the other Tiger vets who haven't had a chance to play in the postseason. And Jeremy Bonderman now will take over for Detroit.
And Bondo pitched in last night's game as well, so it's big to see Bonderman out there on consecutive days, which is going to be very important for him down the stretch if he somehow wants to pitch his way onto the postseason roster, should the Tigers be fortunate enough to get there.
So Bonderman goes to work in the 7th inning. Willie Bloomquist leads it off and hits the first ball into right field. Straight at Thomas, who lost it in the lights. It's going to go all the way to the wall. This is big time trouble because Bloomquist can really, really run. He is scampering to third. They'll stop him there. Three-base hit for Willie Bloomquist.
And Cleat ran to where he thought the ball was going to be, but as soon as he got where he was going, the ball was in the lights and had no chance whatsoever to make the play.
And Billy Butler will step in, not before we get an interruption. Somebody now running on the field. And so we'll wait now for this person to be escorted off. Some jail time coming up for an individual who is now being handcuffed in left center field.
Hey fans, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including sweatshirts, t-shirts, jerseys, caps. You can get it all there at the tigers.com shop.
So meanwhile, Jeremy Bonderman now will get a few extra tune-up tosses. Not that he wanted them, but he'll get them. They have ruled that play, by the way, a triple that the right fielder Thomas lost in the lights. And Bonderman will face Billy Butler here with the Tigers down 8-1. Butler is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Inside, almost hit him as Butler spins out of the box. Tigers drawing that infield in a little bit with Bloomquist at third. Butler at 302 this year with 80 RBIs. He had 3 doubles in a game against the Tigers in that last series in Kansas City. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes on Butler. Minor pitched a couple out of the bullpen. Casey Fiend came on in the 4th. And gives way to Bonderman here in the 7th. Tigers had to piece this one together after the starter Washburn was taken out after 1 inning. Rounded foul, third base side, back into the Tigers dugout. So Butler was swinging on 3-0, and now it's 3-1.
Three and 0 with a 7-run spread in the 7th. That may be too many to be swinging 3-0.
Rolled foul down the third base line. Here's the 3-2. And he lost him. So Butler gets a walk. First 2 men reach here in the 7th.
The designated hitter, Miguel Olivo.
It's 5 walks now for Tigers pitching tonight. Here's Olivo. Had a lot of walks in this game. Their starter. Tejeda walked 4. Tigers have been out hit 7-3, outscored 8-1. Olivo has a triple, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Now, I know that last one was lost in the lights by Clete Thomas, but 2 triples tonight for the Royals. They've also had 2 home runs, and they've also picked up a couple of doubles. A lot of extra base hits in their 7 total hits. Wave and a miss. 0-2 on Olivo.
It's a good 0-2 pitch there by Bonderman. And make Olivo move his feet. And now he can go back inside with a firm fastball at 92, 93, or he can simply throw his slider or his split-fingered fastball. And he chose to throw the slider there. If you weren't with us last night, we told you Bonderman no longer trying to master that changeup. He's throwing a split-fingered fastball these days. It's a lot easier pitch for him to throw.
And Olivo hanging tough. 1-2. The count stays. Got an update from the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Well, Cleveland is playing tonight, hoping to give the Tigers some help, and so far so good. 3-1 Cleveland. Keep our eyes on that game as it progresses. Driven to the air, deep into left field, way back, and the Royals are going to get another home run. That one is way out of there off the bat of Olivo.
They have hit 3 three-run home runs today.
So Bonderman gives up a triple, a walk, and now the 3-run shot. The other 2 hit by DeJesus and Callaspo. And this has turned into an 11-1 game.
The second baseman.
Olivo has a little bit of an unorthodox stance. You can see that front foot kind of pointed back toward the catcher, and that helps him keep those hips pointed right back toward the pitcher. He opens up at the right time. He catches that slider just right, and Guillen in left didn't have to move very far. That's his 20th home run,
which ties him with Mike McFarland for the most home runs by a catcher in Royals history. Number 20 for Miguel Olivo. McFarland hits his 20 back in 1993. 1-2 on Callaspo. A 4-run first, a 3-run fourth. They've put together a 3-run 7th. All KC tonight as they come into Detroit, having won 4 straight in this season series and putting it on the Tigers again here tonight. That's driven toward right field, and Thomas with a dive to make the play. Clete stretching out for that one. Nicely done. 1 gone.
Clete had an idea he was going to have to leave his feet on this play. You could see how low he was running. And once he gets there, because he's already running so low, his head doesn't move a whole lot, and therefore able to grab that ball before it hits the carpet. Great concentration by Thomas.
That's into shallow right field. Clete's going to run this one down. Meyer is out. Two gone. Here's John Buck. 2 for 3 tonight, including a double and a run scored. Wave and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Onderman, the third Tigers pitcher used in this game. Actually fourth if you count the starter. Bouncing ball hit the third base. DeLugic handles it cleanly, and the side retired. Cleve Thomas with a nice diving play out in right field. Royals, though, have added 3 more. His last 24 innings, he is the pitcher of record tonight for the Kansas City Royals. A couple of changes here for the Royals now. The former Tiger Josh Anderson takes over in center. And Mitch Meyer now is in left field. So there you have it. Those are your changes. He was back out there on the mound. First pitch home to Adam Everett here in the bottom of the 7th. Everett to be followed by Curtis Granderson. And then Carlos Guillen. Two 2-0 on Everett. Adam walked and scored the only Tigers run back in the 5th. Pulled and knocked down by Gordon, but he'll have no play. And Everett is aboard. Gordon's had a couple of plays that he's been able to knock down, but not sealed cleanly.
And Gordon had that hip surgery that caused him to miss a ton of games at the beginning of the year. Still not moving as well as he's going to move once he is 100%. And it's also one of the reasons why they sent him down to the minor leagues before recalling him in September, so he can get some work and kind of start having some fun again. He was struggling when he came off the DL initially.
They ruled that a base hit, by the way. So the Tigers have their 4th hit. Bouncing ball to Gordon again. He'll get in front of it. And Granderson is out at first base.
It's a nice play. He surrounded that ball and got all his momentum carrying him back toward where he was going to throw it, and he needed to do so because Granderson gets down the line very well. He surrounds it, takes a couple of steps, throws off that right foot, and that allows him to get his arm up and get something on the baseball.
Everett, meanwhile, takes second base. going to bring up Carlos Guillen. Maybe, I guess, if you look back at this one, you look back at the third inning when the Tigers were down 4-0. They had runners at second and third, one out, base hit away from making it a 4-2 game, but they couldn't get that hit, and the Royals took off after that. They got 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 3 in the seventh. Early opportunity that went by the wayside. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Carlos with a big rip, and he's behind the count, 1-2. Guillen's RBI single back in the fifth inning, providing the Tigers so far with their only run. And down he goes. He chased the high heat. Second strikeout for Hughes. 2 away. There's Clete Thomas. Thomas came on defensively for Ordonez. Jim Leyland taking this game as an opportunity to get his backups in there and rest his starters. Clete chasing as well, high and out of the strike zone, 0-1. Ordonez out of the game. Cabrera out of the game. Inge is out of the game as well. One and two. Hughes came on in the sixth, replacing the starter, Tejeda. Gave up a hit, but no damage in the sixth. Trying to strand a runner here in the seventh. He's done some nice work. And he strikes out Thomas. 3 strikeouts. Tigers leave a man at second base. 7 in the books. as we play here in the top of the 8th inning. And a reminder to go inside Big Ten Conference football 4 nights a week with 4 unique shows on the Big Ten Football 4-Pack. Experts bring you game plan breakdowns, interviews, and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Catch the Big Ten Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday at 10 p.m. only on the Big Ten Network, the only cure for gridiron deficiency. New pitcher now for the Tigers. Ryan Perry checks in. Michigan with a big win this past weekend over Notre Dame. He's a happy Maize and Blue fan. Ryan Perry is the new pitcher.
Perry's pitched quite a bit this year. 47th game now that he's been in for the Tigers. And he's been throwing quite a few more strikes these days.
Alex Gordon leads it off. And Unieski Betancourt. Fouled away. 0-2, some defensive changes. Wilkin Ramirez enters the game. He's out in right field. Clete Thomas has moved to center field. (0-2) on Gordon, who's walked a couple of times in this game. Perry replaces Bonderman, who pitched the 7th. And a ball down low. Avila down to block it. 1-2. Royals tonight have hit 3 3-run homers. Washburn gave one up in the 1st inning. And then Casey Fien allowed one in the 4th, and Bonderman was touched up for a 3-run shot in the 7th. 2-2 on Gordon. So the Tigers down big here tonight. They're hoping for some help from the Indians, who are playing again at the Metrodome this evening. Here's the 2-2. Pulled on the ground at first and fielded there by Kelly. One gone.
Tigers have 19 games remaining. If they go 10-9 in the remaining 19 games, the Twins have to go 15-3. The White Sox 16-2. And that's just to tie the Tigers for the division.
Meanwhile, the Twins have picked up a run. They're down 3-2.
I guess that graphic kind of puts it all into perspective. You don't want to limp to the finish line, but the Tigers are clearly in the driver's seat.
Well, the 2 teams behind them are certainly going to have to play at a feverish pace to even catch them, to even tie them. Of course, they do have a lot of head-to-heads coming up, so it is possible. Five-and-a-half game lead on Minnesota. Chicago 6.5 out. That was coming into play tonight. These Royals came in 20 out. Perry misses low. Run it to 3-0 on Betancourt. Unieski is 0 for 3. Chop toward third. DeLugas has it. He'll handle another opportunity flawlessly. 2 gone. Here's what's going to really hurt the Twins' chances, that's for certain.
They say he'd been playing with a bad back for quite some time. Still able to have a really good year. 30 home runs, 100 driven in. But in September, he was 3 for 39 before they finally decided to shut him down.
Here's Josh Anderson. That's a big blow for them. We've talked about some of the injuries they've had in their rotation, but you take a guy out of the middle of your lineup like that, a huge blow.
Well, all of a sudden, you really only have one guy to worry about. Well, really two guys, because they still have Cooper. And Mauer is Mauer, and he's going to be good no matter who's hitting behind him. But if you're the Tigers, when you roll into their ballpark this weekend, every time Mauer comes up with runners in scoring position, you'll take your chances with somebody else. And usually that was Morneau, so it made it a little difficult to pitch around Mauer all the time. It won't be that tough anymore.
Josh Anderson, the former Tiger, getting his first at bat.
Tigers were in Minnesota earlier this year. Didn't Jim walk the bases loaded? Pit walking Mauer and Morneau?
Yeah, he wanted both of them out of the way. Shattered his bat, rolled it to first. Kelly wins the race to the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Perry, so 7.5 have been played here tonight. It's 11-1 KC. Here's a reminder to get your game on this Saturday with the first of 3 Red Wings preseason telecasts. We'll take on the Buffalo Sabres. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond bring you the action from Joe Louis Arena. And that's Saturday night at 7 here on Fox Sports Detroit. The Wings are back. Don Kelly leads it off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Crowd here tonight better than 20,000. Kelly gets his first at bat of the night. Took over for Miguel Cabrera at first base. Here's the 1-0. Hammer to right field and caught on a dive. Well, that's a nifty play there by Bloomquist. Both right fielders making a diving catch tonight. Kelly is out.
Bloomquist plays hard no matter where he plays, and he can play all the infield positions. He can play all the outfield positions. Very valuable member to this Kansas City Royals team.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Aubrey 0 for 3 tonight. One night after hitting the dramatic 9th inning home run. Bouncing ball hit to the right side on the backhand. Butler. Marte will cover for the out. 2 gone. Now Dusty Ryan's going to get a chance to get an at bat here. He will pinch hit for Alex Avila. Memory serves, this is his first at bat since being called up.
I can't remember him having an at bat.
Lugic got his first tonight. Ryan will get his, not his first big league at bat, but his first since being called up.
And Marte was 1-4 with a 2.13 earned run average and 26 appearances for the Omaha Royals, with 1 save, 4 saves, excuse me. Another hard thrower out of the Kansas City Royals bullpen. 93 to 95 with the fastball. Ooh, nice little slide piece too.
Last 3 seasons pitching in Japan.
For the same team that I played for over there, Hiroshima Carp.
You were a Carp?
I was a Carp.
What was their logo like?
What was their logo?
Was it a fish?
No, it wasn't much to it. It was like a, I'm trying to think, it was just like a little baseball man, a little red cap on. Nothing much to it.
What colors?
Blue and red.
Blue and red. The Hiroshima Carp.
Yeah.
One and 2 on Dusty Ryan. Missed it outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan hitting for Avila. Alex tonight was 1 for 3 before departing. And the 2-2. Whistled foul. 95 up and around the belt, and Dusty turned on it.
Dusty's a big boy. He's big and he's strong and he's physical. Was not hitting a whole lot to his first tour of duty in the big leagues this year, therefore was sent back to the minors. And Sardina got some time as a backup as well, until Avila emerged on the scene. Matt Traynor didn't play very long at the major league level either before being injured.
So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Marte, and we go to the ninth. KTNT, your world delivered. So we go to the ninth, and the Tigers now will have a new battery. Futini has come on to pitch for Detroit.
He has done a nice job. He has really done a nice job in the time that he has been in the big leagues. And I think Jim has used him perfectly. He has logged 26 2/3 innings and 28 appearances, which means most of the time when Nee comes in, he is coming in to face a left-handed batter.
First pitch missing outside to Willie Bloomquist.
He doesn't walk many, gets a few strikeouts, and throws quite a few strikes. He pitches to a lot of contact.
Right back up the middle into center. Bloomquist leads off the 9th inning with a single to go with his double and triple.
The first baseman.
Well, again, tomorrow night, don't forget, the great Ernie Harwell will be at the ballpark, and he will address the fans during the game tomorrow night. It's a night of thanks for Mr. Harwell, thanking all of those that have supported him, especially the last couple of weeks. We look forward to seeing Mr. Harwell out at the ballpark tomorrow evening. And we hope you'll be here as well.
And no doubt it will be an emotional night. But I'm sure Ernie will be smiling from ear to ear, as he always is.
Here's Billy Butler. A couple of walks, a couple of runs scored tonight for Butler. Fouled away. 0-2.
I read an article that they did on us recently. They were talking to us about different things, and you actually said you wanted to be the next Ernie Harwell when you grew up.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of kids in this area that grew up listening to Ernie wanted to be the next Ernie Harwell. He certainly was the voice of this area and baseball really nationally. That's one of the things about Ernie that maybe is understated. You know, he was so beloved and is so beloved here in Detroit, but nationally everybody knows the name Ernie Harwell. And of course it's on the wall here at Comerica Park out in right center field.
It's got a statue here as well.
The 1-2 lifted in the air on the infield. One gone.
So pretty much when you left high school and went on to college, you knew that you wanted to be a big league announcer.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, either that or a sports writer, and I found out that I couldn't deal with deadlines, so I kind of gravitated toward the broadcasting end, and it's kind of served me well. Been lucky. Been really fortunate. You need a good dose of fortune to find yourself in a big league broadcast booth, and I'll be the first to admit that. But when you grow up in Detroit listening to Ernie Harwell, he just he turns you on to the business. That is definitely for sure. That smooth voice of summer baseball here in Detroit. Miguel Olivo is the batter now with one out. And there are a lot of great voices around the country. Of course, Vince Scully, I had a chance to listen to him a lot out in L.A. when I worked in Anaheim, and certainly he's considered and revered, considered to be one of the best.
Oh, for sure. I grew up listening to Vin.
Jack Buck in St. Louis, and Rick House in Chicago, and Harry Carey in Chicago, and Harry Callis in Philly. There's so many of them. One and two on Olivo. And I suppose your idea of the best broadcaster is where you grew up. I think that's you know what most fans feel, and I think here in Detroit certainly it's Ernie. George Kell was also on the TV end, a great part of broadcasting history here. Oh, what a play there by Everett! Spins to second and gets the out. Now that was a very good play, to say the least.
He's played some nice shortstop this year. He has really solidified that position. That's what they hoped they were going to get out of Adam when they brought him in as a free agent before the season started. They make all the routine plays, and that's exactly what he does. And every now and then, he will make an acrobatic play at that shortstop position as well.
Here's Callaspo. Ball one. 4 RBI night tonight for Callaspo. Driven toward left. Guillen on the move, not going to get there. Up against the wall. Callaspo heading to 2, and he's in there. To third base goes Bloomquist, or Alivo rather. And now it's the second and third with 2 outs.
Callaspo only hitting .255 this year against Tigers pitching. But boy, it feels like he's hitting about .355 against Tiger pitching.
Well, a double and a homer tonight to go with his 4 RBIs.
Yeah, Meyer, the Novi graduate. He graduated from Novi High School in 2000.
He's batting here with runners at second and third.
And he has done better this year against left-handed pitching than he has done against right-handers.
The amazing thing about the Royals offense tonight is they have 10 hits, but 8 of them now have been for extra bases with that Callaspo double. One of those splits you were talking about on Meyer. 311 against lefties.
228 against righties. I didn't know he was that low. Trey Hillman sitting next to Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach. Kevin had a nice big league career. Majority of that time spent in the Kansas City Royals uniform. Had a very good inside out swing. Hit the ball up the middle, hit the ball the opposite way. Had a little bit of that Charlie Lau theory that he used along with George Brett and several of the other Kansas City Royals hitters that were playing in the 80s.
Popped him up. DeLugic in foul ground will end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. And the Tigers trailing 11-1. By Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. Back here at the ballpark, in front of 20,442 tonight, the Royals have dominated. They've hit a few home runs in this game, 3 of them to be exact, all 3-run shots, and the Tigers down to their final swings here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, I know the Tigers were hoping for a little bit better showing here tonight against Tejeda, who started for the Kansas City Royals. The Tigers were seeing him for the second time in the last 5 days, but really they could not do anything with him. He did walk 4, but other than that, he was kind of dominant.
Brent DeLugich leads it off. This will be his second at bat, still looking for his first big league hit.
Which means it's going to be very important for the Tigers to show up and play a good game tomorrow, because they know what they're looking at on Thursday afternoon. That would be Zach Greinke, one of the best pitchers in baseball.
0-2 on DeLugich. Yeah, we sidestepped him in that 3-game series in KC, but no such luck this time.
Too bad they couldn't have rested him for one more day before he got that start, and then we'd have missed him again. Tigers dodged Roy Halladay too yesterday. They held him back an extra start. He was getting the ball today, I believe, in New York, and looks like he's doing pretty well. Toronto beating the Yankees.
Swing and a miss. DeLugich tried to hold, couldn't do it.
Well, Tejeda was so good, we're going to make him our bell tire pitch by pitch. 5 strikeouts in the game. Majority of the fastballs just as it was 5 days ago. Fastballs above the belt buckle that are hard to lay off of. And the Tigers knew as much, but it's just a tough pitch to lay off of. That last one, a really good changeup to Cabrera.
Here's Santiago with 1 out. Two 2-0 on Santiago. Ramon tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. And there it comes, right down the middle. Strike one. 3-1 on Santiago. Everett due next. Only 4 hits tonight for Detroit, and their only run came back in the 5th when Guillen singled one in. Fouled straight back. 3-2. .09 tomorrow night against DiNardo, and then the Greinke-Jackson matchup Thursday to end the homestand. He walked him. The second time tonight that Santiago has walked, and there's .09. He will get the start, and he will oppose Lenny DiNardo.
Tigers had a chance to see DiNardo his last start as well. Maybe they'll fare a little bit better this time around against the left-hander. What'd you call him? Pex?
Pex DiNardo. That's his nickname.
I went to the store and asked for some Pex. I tried to buy some. They said you can't buy them here.
They're easier to buy than they are to go to the gym and form them.
Yeah, that's what they say. You got to go to the gym and work for those.
You got to work for them. You got to watch your diet.
So you can't buy them?
No. Pump some iron. You go to the gym every day, you should have no trouble.
I don't lift a lot of weights, though.
No?
Not a lot. I'm more of a cardio guy.
Pilates?
I've tried that one time, and that was it.
And it'll be the last time, right?
I haven't tried it since. It's quite the workout.
2-0 on Everett. How about yoga? Have you tried yoga?
I have not tried that yet. I heard it's a great workout, though.
3-0, and now the right-hander Marte can't throw a strike.
Don't they usually put you in a hot room when you do yoga, so when you're doing all those stretches, you can really work up a good lather? You never done it? You been there?
No. Sounds about right. I have no idea.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yoga is not my friend.
It's almost like high school wrestlers when they're practicing. They practice in a really hot area.
Stay loose.
Stay loose, lose weight. They're always trying to lose weight.
3-1 pitch is a strike. 3-2, the count stays on Adam Everett. Wilkin Ramirez on deck. Fly ball, shallow left. Betancourt back. 2 outs.
The right fielder, Wilkin.
So it's up to Wilkin Ramirez. Ramirez is first at bat of the night. A little bit low and away. Wilkin this year at the big league level, 4 for 10. That home run that he hit was in the first game that he played in when he was initially called up this year. And he hits one on the ground to short, which should do it. They'll get the force at second, and a rough night tonight for the home team. Royals come into town and they beat the Tigers by a score of 11-1.
Tigers were never in this game.
So while we have a chance, let's check in now with Mickey York with a preview of tonight's Tigers Live. Mick.